I own a Western Star truck equipped with an Allison Automatic transmission, and I wouldn't do without it. I own a forestry business with 4 trucks and 3 log loaders. The trucks have to keep going because I can't afford for the log loaders to stay idle. So the trucks have to work 24 hours a day. Drivers take turns on 12-hour shifts 5 days a week. These days, they work almost 7 days a week. This summer, I can haul fully loaded in the middle of the hills where others could only take half a load. With this automatic transmission, I was able to take the worst roads with a full load of logs and then go on my way with no problem. The average payload is around 80,000 pounds. Sometimes, on off-road logging trails, we can haul up to 110,000 pounds. Of course, it's easier to drive across mud holes with an automatic transmission. It's just easier for me to slow down before one and then go on than it is for the others. I'm a project manager in the transportation department at Ferric. Ferric is a Canadian research center working across Canada to reduce the shipping costs of lumber in the forestry industry, right from the tree stump all the way to the factory. The Canadian Forestry Industry harvests about 170 to 180 million cubic meters of wood each year. To bring all this lumber to the factories, we use approximately 20,000 trucks. On average, each one will weigh between 55 and 62 metric tons. Our goal is to reduce the operating cost of the trucks. Of course, these trucks work in very difficult conditions. We work long hours in this industry. A workday can be 12, 13, even 14 hours long, so we must seek to develop stronger, more resistant parts for our trucks than for trucks working on the highway. The 2 major focuses for trucks working in forestry is the way they climb hills and how they take off. So far, our observations indicate that the Allison transmissions facilitate the truck's initial pull in these conditions. In the course of our field studies, we've met with entrepreneurs who had acquired Allison transmissions, and we realized, observing their operations, the Allison-equipped trucks could work over terrains that were impassable for other trucks. Distances are always increasing in the forestry industry, and the logging trails are costly. Clearly, there is room for improvement. And we're working with Allison to see how this can be achieved. I own a Sterling truck equipped with an Allison Automatic transmission, and I am very proud of it. Driving a truck on logging trails is a fight against nature. It's very difficult because there are a lot of hills and mud holes. You have to go through a lot of mud. You must really work to get 100% from your truck without breaking it. With the Allison, there's no time loss when you shift gears. Each time the transmission shifts, it's at maximum revolutions at full engine power. If I have 430 horsepower, I'm at 430 horsepower for as long as I'm speeding up. The heavier your load, the more you hit the gas pedal. And the more you ask of the truck, the more it gives. So I can compete with the big engines out there with my smaller, more cost-efficient engine. The transmission helps me do this. My truck is 3.5, almost 4 years old. It has 310,000 miles on it and 13,000 hours. I have just as much fun driving it after 3.5 years. Because I own my truck as an independent trucker, I have to look after it myself. I have to see to the maintenance and the repairs, the administration, the management, so it's important to me to be as cost-efficient as possible and to have the best equipment available, so I can spend as much time as possible with my family, and maybe a little spare time for myself, too.
I'm
the Forestry Operations Superintendent. We are the third producer of uncoated paper in North America. We have an output of 1.3 billion board feet, and we manage 22 million acres of woodland under internationally recognized environmental regulations. In my opinion, the Allison transmission offers 3 main improvements. First, it has an edge regarding productivity because of the efficiency of these transmissions under rough conditions. For example, in the fall, under torrential rain, there was a hill that no truck was able to climb. But then the truck equipped with an Allison transmission was able to maneuver around everybody else and drive up the hill fully loaded. The construction and maintenance of lumber trails is a major financial burden on forestry operations. And we think that we'll substantially reduce our maintenance costs if our whole fleet was equipped with Allison transmissions. Second, Allison Automatics improve health and safety conditions for our drivers. Their work is far less stressful, the drivers are more efficient, and their overall quality of life is improved. Third, in our remote areas, we lack a qualified workforce. We believe that with the Allison transmission, we're able to attract more young drivers who can be trained fast to become efficient and safe logging truck operators. I own an International 5600 truck equipped with an automatic Allison transmission. I am very satisfied with it. It changed my life. I bought my first truck in 1968. As time went by, I improved my equipment. This truck is my 14th, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. With this automatic transmission, I get home and I'm not so tired. I didn't have to work the clutch all day. My arm is not sore from shifting gears. I get home in the evening and it's like I've been riding in an automatic pickup truck all day. As for the acceleration, there's not a manual transmission that can keep up with me at takeoff. To me, it's marvelous. We are a Western Star and Freightliner truck dealer. We started this franchise in 1996, and our target industry is forestry. The Allison transmission has changed the mentality of people used to big engines. They realized that you could have a smaller engine and still be able to drive up hills, and with less mechanical failures. According to our clients, the operating cost of a truck equipped with an Allison transmission is much lower because you have less mechanical stress going up hills. You have less bumps and jolts underneath, and the climbs are much smoother and much easier. Our clients are forever asking for trucks with bigger engines. Today, we can offer them a 515 horsepower, 1,650 pound-foot engine in a Western Star truck. I work for the Jacques Allemand wood harvesting operation, and the Allison transmission makes my work much easier. It's my job to bring the machinery in the forest. Some of the machines aren't that heavy, but others are very heavy. They can weigh up to, say, 50 metric tons. When we bought this truck with an Allison Automatic, we were looking to be able to work more efficiently on the rough trails, the grades, and on the ice, because the trails are not always sanded. On the job site, we're the first ones in and the last ones out. We get the worst road conditions, and up to now, we're very satisfied. It has never let us down on a hill. I have chains. They're on the deck in the back, but I've never had to use them, not even once last winter. For other trucks with manual transmissions, there's no way they can speed up to drive up this hill. They'll have to shift down to first gear anyways. So then they shift down to first gear at the bottom of the hill, and then they drive up. But I can get up here as fast as I can, and it'll shift by itself. It will never stop. The Allison transmission is always pulling. That's what's amazing. A while back, I had a nightmare. I dreamt my boss had me back on a manual transmission. I'm through with them.